Welcome back to Egan Brooks' Psychology channel. Today we're going to do a short video on bad habits, our vices that take away our energy, put us into a cycle of stagnation and remove the gains we've been making. So we're going to look at the psychological reasoning behind why we fall into these habits and then potentially how we can start to overcome them. So the first thing is stress. Now, stress is something we're all going to encounter in different ways. And the key for us is to try and build resilience. But I want to give you an insight into why we fall into bad habits and how the pattern keeps playing out. So stress comes and we have these emotions of anxiety, overwhelm, frustration, whatever the particular emotion is. It's uncomfortable, we don't want to sit with it. So we want to run away because it is easier. So what do? Often we distract ourselves with something like food, social media scrolling, porn, any bad vice, sometimes alcohol and drugs in other cases. Depending on who you are and how you distract yourself, it'll look differently. But the thing here is stressful emotion, a distraction, which gives you short-term comfort. It makes you feel better and it gives you this illusion of healing. It gives you this illusion that, I feel better, I'm good, it's all good now. And then it starts to create this cycle. And the reason it keeps reinforcing itself is because we were able to escape it for a short period of time, and our brain believes that it is escaping the pain and it becomes a crutch. And we're not able to actually deal with the underlying root cause of the thing that is building this stress in our life. We're not able to understand why this stress keeps appearing and why we cannot overcome it. And two other things, it starts to impact our belief system at a psychological level, at a subconscious level. So every time we distract ourselves, we are creating evidence that we do not have the resources to handle the situation. It starts to wire into us that we are not capable of dealing with the difficult emotion, so we need to escape and distract ourselves, and that starts to wire in this belief at a really deep-seated level that we are insecure and incapable of dealing with whatever stress is coming into our life. And it also starts to reinforce this cycle that we can't deal with it, we need to distract ourselves, we need to run away from the fear. And we stop embracing what is coming into our life. We stop accepting the feeling, understanding why these sensations, these emotions are coming into our life in that situation. And this cycle just keeps playing out. We keep distracting ourselves. It keeps building evidence. It keeps building this cycle. There's this illusion that, just because I don't feel it anymore, it doesn't matter. And this cycle will keep playing out. And that is why we become addicted to distractions. And that's why we have different addictions. So if we look at how it is formed, then we can look at the potential ways to overcome it. And one of the most important ways is awareness. Can we bring awareness to these patterns? Because I fall into them still, we all fall into them, because automatically, subconsciously, we fall back into them. So can we become more aware? So when we start to distract, it's all about becoming aware of why we are doing it in the first place. What difficult emotions are we running away from? So if we can bring that to the front of our mind when we go through our life, we can start to become aware of what our triggers are, why they come up, and then start to uncover the true reasons that we fall back into these patterns. Because ultimately we're trying to remove fears and limiting beliefs from our life so we can live more authentically, with more freedom and joy. So these distractions will give you short-term comfort, and in some extreme cases can be very valuable to stop you from doing extreme things. But for most people, in the long run, we're trying to overcome these bad habits because we know that they destroy our confidence, they take away our progress, and they are not good for our human experience. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you're enjoying these episodes and want to become a long-time listener, hit that subscribe button. We're at the beginning of the journey with Psychology with Egan, and I'm looking forward to building this relationship with you guys. So I'll see you in the next one.